Beautiful angle.
Planning, standing, all the time is spanning, waiting for the show to grow. Writing, fighting, all the new inviting, waiting for the show. Soon we'll see all the hard works come to the peak. Have a seat. Now let's meet. This is Sirius AI, and we are seriously caffeinated.
Concept. Nice. Yeah, I'm recently started reading this book called The Untethered Soul, which I can't tell if it's supposed to be Buddhist or not, but it talks about if you just open your heart, then you'll have infinite energy in your chakras. Now, I don't really know what any of that stuff means, but it sounds like an awesome life hack. So I don't know if you have any comments on opening up your heart and letting in the chakras, either of you.
Oh my goodness. I live in Los Angeles, so I know all about this metaphysical stuff. The heart chakra. So the concept and idea behind it is if you put out a lot of positive energy and you are open and receptive to positive energy, almost like a yes man, but more boundaries, we'll say, then good things will happen to you. So if you're always a negative Nancy, you're always going to be a pessimist. But if you're positive Polly, you'll have some more positive energy come to you.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I was going to
Jan?
say that too. Like, I was actually about to. Well, I mean, I always like that movie, Yes Man with Jim Carrey. I mean, that's just like a great movie. It really inspires me to do cool things, and you just say yes to things all the time, and that's all. Like last night, I went to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and like 3 hours before I went to go see that, I had no plan to go see it whatsoever. But like a free ticket presented itself to me, and then I just took it. Yeah, just take opportunities, because like life is short. Like, have your adventures, open your chakras. I don't know anything about chakras, but like if that's what it means, like yeah, do it. Open them. Open them up.
Chocolate chakras. I could be into those. They're tasty and they're full of energy.
Yes, I do think making new connections is important, but remember intention. And the other thing a lot of people don't realize is privacy is something you have to work to cover. So if you want to be on TikTok and have millions of followers, like one of the things I would do is you can share kind of the area you're in, but I would not give your address. I would not give too much information about your family, where you go to school. Like, keep yourself as private and as ambiguous as possible while still sharing yourself as a character. So when I go to meet people that I've met on Instagram, I want to meet in person, I'm not meeting them in a dark alley. I'm meeting them in a very public coffee shop. If you're going to go sell an item from OfferUp or on Facebook Marketplace, I would recommend you meet in a parking lot at a grocery store, in a very common grocery store that's not right next door to your house, or at the police station. So I really think you can make some of the best friends from the internet and do great project and great work together like we have on Sirius AI. But you got to remember, what is this person's intention and how much do I trust them, because I don't know them. So with kids, they don't have as much common sense as most adults have. So I would recommend, if you're going to meet someone new, make sure you have a parent or some type of guardian or adults that you trust, and be in a public place.
Sage advice. And I'm on Team Jenn here. Personally, I don't have children, but if and when I do have children, I intend to send them back to the Stone Age. There will be no phones. There will be no television. There will be, barely even electronics, just enough electronics to get by. And John's giving me this look of like, why would you do that? Well, that's your whole mantra, man, is minimalism. I'm going to empower my children to be enlightened because they do not need these material electric delights. In all seriousness, I mean, one of the coolest things I ever heard from a parent was, their kids are my age now, but they said that they had a rule, and their rule was if you have toys, they have to be outside toys. And the kids accepted this as, oh, that's just how the world works. Yeah, that's cool. And so they were always, hiking, biking, jungle gymming, it just seemed like it was a better family environment than sticking everybody in front of a screen. So you can't talk to strangers if you're on the jungle gym. You can talk to strangers if you're on the Insta at age 6, which I'm highly against. So that is my commentary.
Well,
Yeah, this turned a lot into parenting stuff.
Yeah, we're giving a lot of parenting advice for people who don't have children.
I need to say the thing that I cared. How to raise children seriously.
How to raise children from a bunch of people who don't have children.
Okay, so what I think is that I think the world is actually, I don't know. I'm going to show my naivete right now, but I tend to think that people are generally good. And we're just so saturated with these traumatic news stories, and we look at the world and we're not able to trust it anymore. But I mean, I've done a lot of meeting of strangers. I've hitchhiked before. I've lived in cities, meeting people and sleeping in places with people that I just met and things like that. I've never, I don't know. I'm sure there are situations where people do bad things, but I've just the chances or the percentage of people that I've run into that I don't think are just trying to they have their own problems. They're not trying to I don't know. I just tend to think that more people are good than we give the world credit for. So I actually think meeting strangers
AI worldview.
I think that meeting strangers is yes. This is definitely showing my Sirius, as in character. Sirius does this a lot too. He'll meet strangers, he'll trust them, which can get him in trouble. But I definitely tend to think that. Yeah, I tend to trust people more, and that one of life's greatest pleasures is to just meet someone new and just have that one-time conversation with them. It's from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Uncle Iroh says, "One of life's greatest pleasures is to have tea with a stranger."
Well, I guess you should be in the tea factory, not the coffee factory. But who am I to judge your caffeine decisions today? Did you just make that sound effect, or was that my computer glitching?
That was me. There was that time where Jen told me I'm not allowed to misbehave on meetings.
I don't remember this.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Anyway, so okay, tell us while Sean is off doing something. Tell us a little bit about just those. Give me just a few memories of Sirius and just roll with it. Go talk.
I think a couple of good memories were the times where, honestly, for me on a personal note, just the times I was able to reconnect with people, and that would be when I saw you for 7 years, and I saw Sean in LA in my apartment, for the first time in probably 7-10 years too, and just to reconnect with people that I'm talking to every day, but I really haven't had interactions with in a long time. The other cool thing is Devereaux. I've never met Devereaux a day in my life, but he knows so many mutual friends of mine. It's I could have known him my whole life. And so it's those connections that are pretty incredible. I think that the thought that this cartoon concept is it makes you think a lot. It's not watching some show that is just funny and it's just lighthearted, and it really, you could sit at the end of the episode and sit and think and build your own conclusions and build your own thoughts. So I think there's a lot of thinking and development for kids by watching this show. Some of my greatest memories would be watching the animation team. I think my most recent greatest memory was watching the current rigging of the animation part and seeing that the characters are actually like flowing, like they're not just robots that are in a flip book, like they actually can move, they have personalities, like their gait is a little bit different than another robot's gait. Like it's really fascinating to see that. And I think what's the most fascinating thing about this project for me personally would be seeing how motivated these individuals are in this crew to broadcast this internationally. And they're willing to put the research and put the money and put the time to make this actually sit in America's home on the TV and really like bring this project out to people. And that fascinates me so much from a work standpoint. That makes me want to work harder on things that I'm doing. So it's really just a motivated group of people that they motivate me in a lot of ways.
Well, that is a really good way to say that all. I mean, yeah, I mean it's especially for me. I'm always like working with all different people very closely, giving them instructions, and so it's like it's hard for me sometimes to just take a step back and like appreciate the project for what it is, because it's a lot of just new things popping up. So it's really nice to hear that again. I know that everyone on the team feels that way, and that's why like I trust you all so much. But at the same time, it's nice to be reminded of that, because right now I'm just thinking, okay, like I got to extend this background and we got to make sure that we got to like right now we're in the technical aspects and the nitty gritty of like just fitting the animation together. So it's nice to take a step back and be like, oh yeah, we have had a lot of people care about this.
Well, think about it this way. The three of us started as little kids who were inspired by our music teacher to put productions together, and we would be on a stage, and for most high schools it was a big stage, but in front of your friends and family in your hometown. And then we went off to go do our separate lives. We went off to go do things that weren't related to theater or animation or anything that Sirius is about. And we came together with just like an idea and a concept, and we're not doing things on a high school stage anymore, but we still have that same passion. Now we're doing something that's much bigger than that. So it's really incredible to see that full circle come together. With no one stays friends with their high school friends. What, you have like one or two from high school that you maybe still talk to, and you see them once every 5 years, or at the reunion you have the awkward, hi, how's it going, blah blah blah. But no, we're constantly talking to each other every day and every week. So this is very unique.
Yeah, it's good to work with people who you have a past with. You're not going in blind. You don't have to do the like, so tell me about your interests. It's like, no, I know you. Like, let's do this. Let's work together. And I'm really glad to work with you all on this. You talking about high school lit up two things in my mind that I really want to share with you all. I actually already forgot the second one. No, I remember the second one. So the first one, right? John, I sent you a note about this. So last night I must have been thinking about this podcast because I had a dream about chorus last night, and I don't really remember like most of it. I think we were just singing for most of it. But so I went to Friday night services last night because my girlfriend's family is Jewish. And so Mr. Quigley, that was our chorus teacher, he gets up in front of the whole chorus before the show and he's like, all right, everybody, like it's time. And he takes, this is a dream, by the way. He takes a torch and then he starts speaking Hebrew. And then he takes the torch and he lights like a very small Christmas tree that's affixed to the wall. Like, how like you're looking up at the chorus room and there's the wall there. Like, so he takes that, he lights it, the tree like catches fire, but then like boom, like the whole chorus room explodes into like stars, and there's stars everywhere, like shimmering across the chorus room. Everyone's like, wow, oh my God, wow. And so I don't know why he was speaking.
Dude, this
Hebrew,
actually
like,
happened.
this tree on fire. Yeah.
This happened.
Was I out
Yeah,
that day?
I think you were, actually. I don't know how you can recall it so perfectly, though. Yeah, no,
I
Jen and I
guess
were both there in school that day.
It's the chakras that are, bringing this memory back to me. But anyway, I must have been thinking about this podcast because of that. My second question is, you mentioned high school reunions and the awkward high. So are you going to the 10-year? And if you're going to the 10-year, what are you wearing to the 10-year? Because if I'm going to wear a full pink suit.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. I don't even know when the 10-year is, first of all. And second of all, I have to make sure that I'm back in the US for it. So I'm gonna be really
No, you have a
sick.
fair excuse. Sorry, I'm in Kuwait. Couldn't make it. Couldn't
I
even
would
zoom in.
fly to go see, like, I'm so curious. I'm like a little nosy Nancy. I'm like, what have you guys been doing the last 10 years? Like, maybe make some new connections or whatever. But depending on what type of event, like if it's a fancy night out, I'm going full LA. I'm going to wear the clothes, wear the shoes, be like, what's up, homies? Smell my stuff type of deal.
I have a feeling it's not gonna be fancy. I think they're just gonna, John, I see you. I think they're just gonna throw like something together at Murphy's at the last minute. That's my prediction. John, what do you think?
I'm probably going to dress up as a college professor because that's what I always dress up as when I need to. Not on purpose. It's just what I wear.
Just your tweed jacket. Yeah.
Yeah, and my bow tie.
Geez, I gotta find a pink suit now. That's a lot of stress. What have we learned here today, team? What have we learned?
We've learned that, you can stay friends with people from high school as long as you still have projects to work on. So, yeah, if you want to stay friend to anyone who is leaving high school right now and going off to college or just going into the workforce, and you're like, oh, we're going to be friends forever. Like, that's not true. The only time that's really true is if you keep up communication with each other and if you have projects to work on and new things to experience. So, like, do not rely on your memories because those won't get you too far.
I definitely thought you were going to say, like, you're not going to stay friends. The only thing that matters is money.
Money! If you have money. Oh, what's that song? From
When
Give us your
you help
money.
others,
Give us your money.
better start helping yourself.
We're gonna have to put that clip in. I'm gonna have to find that one on Facebook.
I think you sent it to me
Well,
recently.
we're going to have to ask
No, that was
for
only
even
for
more
now.
money.
We're definitely putting
Only
the
for
weakest
now.
clip in here. Of
All
John.
right, so that's what I've learned. I've learned that keep projects with people, and that Jenn does a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I've learned that Jenn is an essential member of this team, which I really had no idea until this podcast. Just kidding. You're great. And also that if you can open your chakras, you can fly, and that there's non-alcoholic Heinekens in Kuwait. We've learned a lot here. It's been great to spend time with you all on this fine Saturday morning in San Diego.
I learned that good old Uncle Sean is gonna babysit my future children.
Nice. And as soon as you leave, it's gonna be like, in Happy Gilmore, as soon as Adam Sandler leaves and the grandmother's like, can I have some water? And then Ben Stiller's like a jerk. Like, that'll be me with electronics. Be like, oh, can we watch YouTube? I don't even know what the line is. Be like, no, we're going back to the Stone Age. Pick up your rocks. Start to make fire with rocks. That's your only entertainment.
We're like, water.
I'm
water
cool.
boy.
The way I think of a technology is that it is a very important thing to have, but you also need to practice being able to not overuse it. Everything in moderation is my key philosophy. I think tech is good. I think kids learning how to use tech is good. Moderation, though, and that's the thing that most people lack is moderation.
TikTok is for the
What
devil.
What are we even talking about anymore?
That's gonna be the name of this episode. It's like chakras,
that's a good...
strangers, TikTok for the devil. A conversation with Jenn Messina.
Hey, you gotta have
TikTok?
an Adam Sandler's reference somewhere in there.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
You know what I mean?
And special appearance by Adam Sandler ? And at the end, it'll be like, there was no appearance by Adam Sandler. Oh man, this is going to be a beast to go through and edit. All right. And thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Seriously Caffeinated. The caffeine levels have shot up through this episode, so now I'm even louder than I was at the beginning. My name is Sean.
My name is John. And I am also a calming voice, bent for classical radio.
I don't have a name.
That's great. Oh, that's great, Jen.
Long, long ago, there lived these joyous, creative creatures called humans, or people. Little bundles of biomatter that inhabited the Earth.
Earth, the third planet from the sun.